that we haven't already done. So I don't just want those plans to go.
Taking on board as I do the fact that the father doesn't even accept court will have jurisdiction, vacancy order. Beyond that, the arrangements for the two children, family father's case is about the outcome of the children.
I'd like an opportunity to take instructions in relation to this document we provided this morning. The father's position throughout all of these proceedings, and I have to confirm it, that he will seek the children to live with him on his own. He wishes to return to his home.
Right. I just said right, which indicates I'm following what you're saying.
Right. He wishes to return back home. He would ideally like to see a strict resolution to this issue so that he can get back home and put him temporarily in a caravan at the moment. His case has always been in relation to the threshold of this system, and I'm going back. I raised this for your honor to consider. He's never had a full picture of what the allegations against the two brothers are. The threshold that is referred to as a finding in relation to Carl, brother, was an agreed threshold. The plan was for the children not to live with Carl. There was a children to remain within.
Carl is your client's brother.
Yes, we've got Carl, Mark, and Andrew. Those are the three brothers. My chap's Andrew, and the two brothers are Carl and Mark. There are concerns about both.
Right.
Carl
has admitted something in public law proceedings.
In public law proceedings about himself. But in public law proceedings, he also accepts that Mark might be an issue. But those findings, it was SIF. I think we're at about F27. Those findings were an agreed threshold. So when we're talking about the risk of...
Well, he was either admitting that he committed some sexual misbehaviour or he wasn't.
Not in relation to Mark, forgive me. This is what I'm saying. In relation to Carl, my client can reflect and take on board the concerns about Carl, because Carl's position in those proceedings is, if it was a third man, I dispute it, but if it was a third person, I can accept those risks. So that's Carl. So obviously, my client can reflect. In relation to Mark, Carl has said, I accept that there could be a risk in relation to Mark, but there were no findings made in relation to Mark. And my client's position has always been, he doesn't have a full picture of what the allegations in relation to
I'm
Mark
not
are.
understanding this. Carl, who is Andrew House's brother, has accepted that he poses a risk to somebody.
Yes.
But he can only have accepted that he poses a risk to someone by virtue of accepting what it is that provides the source of that risk. Do you know what he was accepting he had done? Indeed, he should be regarded as a risk to them.
It was...
I wonder if it helps, Mr. Brown's threshold document, paragraph 7, sets out exactly what it was that these gentlemen accepted or didn't.
Mark Howson Carl was accepting that one of the children had seen sexual images when with his paternal uncle Mark. That's as I read that.
Yes, you're correct. But that was the issue. Mark never been tested on the issue. That was related to the threshold.
I'm going to all this because I've read somewhere that the final hearing, which I think is listed as at risk. So far, I've heard nothing. What's the final hearing at risk? Everyone can have their say in the witness box and I'll decide.
I've raised...
But anyway, Father says the case should come through with restoration of the status quo as it was last summer. The children back with him.
Exactly.
And he would go back into the accommodation
And the children were
where
raised.
mother's currently living. The tenancy in his name.
Yeah, his house.
Because mother moved into his house when she had assumed care of the children. Right?
The picture presented by the local authority is that they have provided Father with a full picture of the allegations and what the foundation for those allegations were. Father's always had a problem accepting that he's got a full picture of what the allegations are so that he can reflect on those allegations. That's been his problem.
So is it a complaint that something should have been disclosed, it's not been disclosed?
Yeah. Potentially, these records in relation to Mark, these records in relation to Carl, so that he can see what the allegations actually are.
You say police records, you mean documents that were accumulated in a police investigation?
Yeah.
About what police matter, not usual conviction?
No, because my understanding it was
Maybe it wasn't.
no. And the problem, well, not the problem, but his concern in relation to what's been disclosed in relation to Carl, and that's F in the book, those legal proceedings, OJ 11, care proceedings. Vicky Gross is, I think, a social worker who does an awful lot of analysis, but again, the actual source, the primary piece of evidence that actually says this is something that is founded in fact, again, it's missing. That is what fathers always have a problem with, seeing the fact.
Right.
Well, that is,
This issue may become quite secondary, at least, in the face of the other matters on the record. I mean, did Father suffer a decline in mental health last year?
he did, but Your Honour, I don't know whether you
I'm
have
not going to receive evidence as to how that may have impeded his ability to look after the children.
Well, you made reference, Your Honour, in relation to the permanency panel and all of your officers, but one comment of the permanency panel, who are senior managers from all branches, there's no evidence that children would come to significant harm in dad's care, and the plans will be put in place, so the girls would have plans to follow if they start to get concerned about dad's mental health. Again, there's more evidence about, at the time the intervention was taken, Father had suffered from mental issues,
Well,
just moved forward to...
I should have asked Miss McNally whether she was ready for a final hearing, or all before she was indicated she is. Yes. Are you saying there's no way all the evidence can be properly settled, you can be ready for a final hearing a week on Monday?
We're still waiting for the analytical assessment from the social worker. We've only just got
Miss Groves to assess what?
no from the social worker in this case. Ms. Groves was in the previous. We're still waiting for that analytical to forensically explore why the shift in position is so significant. We've taken preliminary instructions at the conference, but there is, in essence, a shift in position without, I would like, an awful lot intervening in the meantime.
You're awaiting a statement from the social worker explaining a shift in the position.
Without any change in circumstances, so that we can respond in a substantive statement. And to do that,
Now, how significant is the change? Has there been a time when Leeds were saying the children should go back to farm?
well, the two girls, yes. I mean, the evidence in the final care plan says the girls are distressed. The issue's always been Harry, of course. And the separation of the siblings has perhaps caused it. I've not read any. But obviously that is going to be something we need to explore.
Well, you are certainly have time to see, read, digest, and then construct a statement from the social worker explaining the change in the plan. Now, when's that happening? Mr. Brown? 4 o'clock tomorrow. 4 o'clock tomorrow? Yes. Right. That gives you more than a week to read, digest, and take instructions on. Doesn't it?
It does on that aspect, Your Honour.
Yeah. Right. Well, what's the other attaching the evidence?
The disclosure.
The disclosure of what, remind me?
Carl and Mark, and whether or not there was any investigation into it, we want to find. We don't know the provenance of these concerns. We just know that it's been assessed in previous proceedings.
Is the information likely to be in the file of the court proceedings relating to Carl?
It's not. It is secondary evidence coming from Ms. Gross.
We did the assessment.
We did the assessment. We don't know where it's from. It could be anonymous referral. It could be, we do not know the provenance of it. allegations made by children, but we don't know to what degree they were explored. Maybe when we've got a conceded threshold, not a finding, there is a concern about the accuracy of that. So my invitation is that if we are, I mean, if I can,
I think I'm going to ask Mr. Brown now how material it is in his case
That's got fuck all to do
to
with
establish what we set out in paragraph 7 discretion.
police have done.
Material in this sense,
Is
Your
that-
Honour, the social workers have been and remain concerned about Mr. Howson's refusal really to discuss this issue at all
Just keep
in
buying
any
them on the field
meaningful
till
way, so
everything
it makes
far.
it very hard for them to gauge the level of, well, the extent to which he could be a protective factor for the children against these risks. The fact that the local authority relies upon is that this finding has been made in public law proceedings, with the consequence that neither of the paternal uncles nor the paternal grandmother has any unsupervised contact with the relevant child there. This father has refused to engage in discussions about that and the consequences for his children.
I could not mention
and
that
it's
to him, and what they've lied about.
really that level of engagement that the social workers seek, which is material to them.